Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? Hope you're all well. I'm excited because today we're going to be engaging in some ye old shenanigans. I think. So I saw the I guess reveal for this game a while back, and immediately I'm in. You know, I like medieval stuff, and I like shenanigans, and by the looks of it, that's gonna be what this game is about. So let's jump right in. Yeah, let's make things more difficult for myself, why not? I do realize I've set myself up for failure a little bit here. Excuse me. Because this looks like a game that involves a whole lot of reading. And you know that I don't read good. As evidenced, I can't even read this. What is this? Why do we have a stone? And why is my cursor the stone? Ah. Well, it's gonna be even more difficult now. Is this sort of old-timey eraser or something? Old maths, I guess. Even back then, people gotta do homework. An artist's mind is a bit wacky by the looks of it. And the abbot said to me, Andreas... What? Who the fuck's Piero? You know what? I think, you know, the artist's mind, the artist's leaves, I think Andreas is an artist. And this feels like something that would be said to an artist, so... I need you to finish this commission by the end of April. I'm not even gonna attempt a voice. Is it that much earlier than you were expecting? Yes. He had told me I had until the Ides of May. Let me just prepare myself for this. Asshole! And he's not going to pay you anymore, is he? He has no appreciation for the cost of your sweat. The yield... Socrates? The yield of labor should not be measured in coin, but in personal satisfaction and self-improvement. Personal satisfaction and self-improvement doesn't put food on the table, my dear Socrates. Oh, shit. He actually says it. Okay, good. Alright, I like the Saint Grobian guy. We're on the same page. How did you reply to the abbot, Andreas? Yeah, this seems like... Okay, so this is what you would actually say to a client. This is what you want to say to a client, and this is when you just don't have enough fucks to give anymore. Yes, I will try my best. If you don't kill yourself striving to meet the abbot's unreasonable expectations, well, it's not my project. It's just gonna go late if I, you know, don't finish it by then. What she said. What's the point in burning your candle to the nub for the idiot abbot's sake? Despite the abbot's ire, you must endure. Soon you will have finished both the abbot's work as well as your masterpiece. And then you will return to Nuremberg, where marriage and your new life as a master awaits you. Yes, marriage to someone he has never met. Hardly ideal. Well, the alternative is becoming a philosopher. How come Jesus gets left to the last to be shaded? Then you should definitely get married. Is she pretty at least? Yes, the small part. Yeah, the selfie that she sent was lovely, but you know, we know that doesn't always reflect reality. It is growing late. The wheel of time stops for no man, Andreas. I fear you must leave us. Ah, true, your majesty. Will you visit us again soon? Hopefully, but it's out of my control, your majesty. As are many things, trust in providence. How do I even read that? Grobian? Please see Andreas safely home. Of course, your majesty. Until next time, Andreas. Until next time, your majesty. Well, this is quite a thing to... Okay, never mind, it's still Saint Grobian. I thought this is me actually waking up to this ruckus. Pay no mind to the other fools, Andreas. I never do. Ow! At least I would if they'd stop stepping on my feet. Watch where you're going. They're fools, Andreas. No point in trying to teach them anything. I know old John wants you to endure the abbot's shit, but since I take you home, I get the last word. Don't let him run you ragged, boy. Yeah, I won't. That's what I like to hear. I mean, we'll see what happens. So I assume after this we're actually gonna have conversations with the abbot. So, Gab, or is it Gab? Would you please? I give up. Take me home, Grobian. As you wish, Andreas. Oh, hello. Good morning, Ursula. What is that? Gum. No, I don't think that. Probably not what she sounds like. Time to get up. 1. The Baron. April 15 of 1518. What the hell is all this? A few more pages. Back to the Abbey. What's this? Another day, another... Prime hour, 6. Another day, another few pages for the abbot, and hopefully a few for myself. I need to get across town and head up to the abbey so I can start work at the scriptorium. What's on this map? This is a big place, isn't it? People. Brother Piero of Verona. Artist of Kiersau Abbey, known for his kindness and helpful nature, Brother Piero is also respected as a master painter specializing in the works of extraordinary color. And yeah, glossary. Nuremberg, yeah, city in the Holy Roman Empire, etc., etc. Right, what do we got? The movement feels a bit floaty, but I guess it's not this game's thing, you know, it's more of a dialogue sort of game. I really should clean this up. Yes, we should, but not now. The Picate, the thing, the Key of Solomon, the Heptameron, Hang on, I'm a slow reader. Prior Ferenc keeps giving me all these books to read. Okay, so I can... Okay, so I can just... we can just go to bed again. What happens if I go to bed again? Okay, I'm not tired yet. Perhaps after Compline. Oh, okay, so the stuff that... I see. Oh, and I can always, like, go to the... Okay, so I think... So the way the game is presented, I think, is like we're reading this book. So Compline, the monastic hour corresponding to 8 p.m., one of the little hours of prayers. The monks and nuns retire to their dormitories shortly afterwards. So if I, excuse me. So I guess Prior Ferenc, then I can... Is this Prior Ferenc? Right, what's going on around here? Ursula seems like she has something on her mind, so... Hello, I'll just stand over you. Okay, so I think it's supposed to be like toddler speak. Ladies? Come on! How do I make the cursor appear more consistently, or at least like... I'd actually like it if it's there all the time. Good morning, Andreas. Did you sleep well? Quite well, actually. Had an interesting dream. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. Anyway, I know you'll be off to the Abbey, so I packed you some food. Almonds, cheese, and some of the rye you like from the Albans. Otto wanted me to ask you to join him for dinner at the Abbey. I like this long finger. That's Otto, I assume. What's this? Oh, just let me move around. Otto stopped by? Yes, around dawn. Here you are, Andreas. It's too kind of you, Clara. Many thanks. Master Andreas, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, could we... Would it be too much trouble if you paid next month's rent today? And if we raised it by 2 groschen? I hate to ask, but we're behind on our taxes to the Abbey, 2 months behind. Peter's losing his hair over it, even more than usual, I mean. I am an artist, madam. I'm broke. Well, wait, were these taxes unexpected? Peter says our taxes didn't go up for years, but ever since we've been married, it's just gone up and up. Jealousy. Okay, sorry. I think somebody in the Abbey is jealous. It used to be that if we didn't have the money, we could make payment in kind with some of our crops. The abbot stopped that last year. Now if we don't get a good price from the miller, it's hard to give the Abbey its share. I know it's not your problem, Andreas, and Peter is too proud to ask you himself. Can you find it in your heart to help us out? Yeah, I suppose that's not out of the question. I think I can manage that. We're so grateful, truly, Andreas. I apologize again for asking. It's just awful to be stuck in such a position. Peter works hard, but it just never seems like it's enough. Christian evangelist and patron saint of artists and physicians, often represented by a winged bull. Saint Luke bless you for helping us out. Speaking of Saint Luke, how is your masterpiece coming along? It's been 2 months now, hasn't it? Slowly, I'm afraid. Most of... Is this a typo or is that supposed to be a... Oh. Cool. Most of my days are spent doing work for the Abbey. It's only during the Divine Office that Prior Ferenc allows me to work on my masterpiece. A reasonable restriction, but slowly going, is the... Okay, never mind, it's not there. I just realized it underlined something there. The City Council doesn't require it to become a master. I'm making it mostly to show clients and for my own sake. And yes, when I do finish, I will go back to Nuremberg, where I will marry and open a workshop of my own. Continue. From Nuremberg to a university and now traveling the world as an artist. What a life you had ahead. What a life you have ahead of you, Andreas. Master Andreas. Yes, I suppose it does feel like I'm starting a new chapter in my life after... a little too much fun. It must be rather frightening starting all over again. It is, but I know that this is what I want to do. Oh, some telltale thing. Not many people get to decide that. Certainly not anyone in Tassing. Anyway, I don't know anything about art, but I've seen you sketching such beautiful things in your little book. Your masterpiece must be wonderful. It's getting there. Hard work will get you all the way. That's what my father used to say. God rest his soul. Now I have to get back to my own work. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas, and we'll see you after Vespers for supper. Vespers is like evening prayers, isn't it? Dusk is the afternoon one, like the evening one, right? One of the major prayer hours. It is followed by supper. Not tonight, but thank you. Klaus Drucker invited me over for supper. Okay, so we have to remember that. Of course, please say hello to the Druckers for us. Of course. Until later, Clara. Why do I feel like I need notes for this game? Just feels like that sort of game, you know? Hello, Andreas. And that's it. Okay, so that goes out. That's Ursula again. You got anything new to say? That isn't gibberish. Nope. And you are? Hey, Peter! Well, man of few words. And ill Peter. Okay, so we... Okay. Bless... Oh, God bless you. Andreas. Oh yes, Andreas. This weather's been god-awful. This town's gone to shit since my days. I don't think the townsfolk can do much about the weather. Eh? Well, of course they wouldn't know how to do anything now. No one follows the old ways anymore. The old abbot didn't bother us much about our customs. He didn't mind if we left a little offering to Perchta, pagan goddess of the Alps associated with animals and spinning wool. She is still invoked by some Christians in Austria, Switzerland, Bavaria, and Swabia. To keep the skies clear, the weather fair. Matthias knew that Christ was in our hearts, even if the White Lady's name was on our lips. I thought Saint Maurice was the protector in Tassing. Saint Maurice is the patron saint of Tassing. Legend states he was the Egyptian-born commander of a Roman legion who converted to Christianity. They were all martyred for their faith. His hand is a relic in Kirsau's shrine. You know, I'm just gonna ask, what sort of old customs? The kind that scare away witches and keep spirits from calling storm clouds over our farms. The saints weren't the first to watch over Tassing. My father knew that old Rannig Camper knew that. Rannig Camper? The late husband of Ottilia. Who Ottilia is? No idea. That bastard abbot may not like it, but some of us keep the tradition alive. Oh, okay. I won't mention that at the Abbey. Pah! The Abbey. Bertha's hounds take the abbot. Right. I should go. Alright, God bless you. Okay, so the walk is a toggle. Big Jorg. Morning, Andreas. Morning, Big Jorg. How's it going? You working today? Just taking a rest for a bit. Dad's still in the field. He hit a big rock with the plow and it took me... What? He hit a big rock with the plow and it took me Lord knows how long to pull it out. You off to the Abbey? Every day but Sunday. Right. Thank God for Sundays. Smells like a storm's coming, no? It just smells like fresh alpine air to me. You've been traveling too much. Where was it you spent your wandering years, during which a journeyman artist or craftsman travels far and wide to improve their skills? Where was it you spent your wonder year before you came to Tassing? Oh God, we're gonna have to... Excuse me. We're gonna have to make choices. Andreas knows some Italian and French and can reference cultural touchstones from Basel, nearby Bern, Zurich, and Freiburg. Andreas knows some Dutch and French and can reference cultural touchstones from Antwerp, Bruges, and Ghent. I quite like Bruges, I might pick that one. Italy. Andreas knows Italian, a little Greek, and can reference cultural touchstones from Florence, Venice, and Milan. Venice. What do we think? I'm thinking Flanders. Yeah, let's go Flanders. I think Italy might be a little bit too obvious, I guess. Antwerp, Bruges, and Ghent. All the great art cities of Flanders. Where's that? North and west, down by the sea. There's your problem. The sea air has confused your sense of smell. Spend enough time in these mountains and you'll be able to smell a storm coming. How long will that take? 10, 15 years? I don't think I have that long, Big Jorg. What do you spend all that time in Flanders doing, anyway? Other than art, I mean. Andreas lives to work and leading all down to his art. Andreas spends all his non-working free time finding and reading as many books as he possibly can. Andreas has a penchant for getting involved in petty schemes, pranks, minor crimes, and fistfights. Or businessman. Andreas devotes much of his time to self-promotion, optimizing business expenses, making investments, and balancing his books. He parties, of course. Like a true artist. Flemish women are beautiful and the beer is wonderful. What do you think I spent all my time doing? Sounds like fun, but you better not let Father Thomas hear about it. I wanted to click the Father Thomas thing. Why not? Priests tell us to emulate the lives of the saints. I refer St. Augustine, who said, Lord, make me chaste, but not yet. St. Augustine of Hippo was an early Christian philosopher, theologian, and bishop of Hippo Regius. He is recognized as a doctor of the church and is most known for his work, The City of God, and his autobiographic confession, as well as his development of the doctrine of original sin. If you say so, Andreas, I still think you're going to get in trouble with Father Thomas. Okay, there we go, second chance. Okay, dude. Jorg! Anyway, I have to get going. Jorg, let's go! That's already acting like I'm taking too long, even though I did all the work to get that rock out. See you later, Andreas. Until later. What happens if I talk to him again? Hey Andreas, you say hello to the girls today? Eva and Clara? No, I mean the chickens, Peter, James and... Okay. They like it when you stroke their back or give them a good scratch under the breast. You named your chickens after the apostles? You couldn't think of anything more feminine? Maybe the names of pretty girls, you know? All the pretty girls I know are married, though naming a chicken after another man's wife doesn't seem right. Good point. But I hear about the apostles every Sunday in Mass. They witness Jesus' greatest moment of glory and his darkest trials. And I was thinking, that's how it is with the girls and me. They see everything I deal with around here. That makes perfect sense to me, Big York. You have much in common with Christ. You're making fun. It's fine, I get it. I'll just call them the girls from now on. I didn't mean to make fun of him, I was just cracking jokes. I don't recall your family eating eggs. What do you do with all of them? Oh, we sell them to the Bowers. Clara says we need the extra money for taxes. Okay, that was one woman I talked to. Anyway, I should get back at it. Until later, Andreas. Until then, can I talk to Peter now? Oh, never mind. Where are these girls? Or so he says. This is a town right here. Okay, so that's a dead end. Henry Schmidt's smithy. It's so much smaller than the one he uses at the Abbey. Well, the Abbey's got a much bigger budget. Hello, Andreas. Hello, Andres. Oh, hello. Oh. Martin, please, can you give me a hand here? What do you want? I'm keeping an eye on them. That looks a lot like standing there and doing nothing. Martin, for Christ's sake, help your cousin. Ah, morning, Andreas. Excuse us, one of the fence rails fell and the sheep started hopping it. Should I offer to help? Let's just fucking pile on Martin. Is there something I can do to help? Have you ever handled sheep before? Good point. Well made. Oh look, there's something going on up at the at that place over there. Who's that on the horse? Looks rich. Well, I mean, if you own a horse back in these days, I think you have to be rich. I don't know, Martin, but Lucky is giving him an earful. I haven't seen Lucky that worked up since Peter and Clara's wedding when Johan pulled his What the fuck is wrong with Johan? Knocked two of my man's teeth out. You don't want to feel the strength behind a stone mason's anger. Do you think he's a noble? He looks really rich. Damn it, Martin. Stay out of trouble for once. What, Aunt Hetty? Behave yourself. Don't we have enough to deal with right now? Andreas, if you don't mind moving your skinny little body up the road, we need to get these sheep under control. Of course. See you later. Don't work too hard, Martin. I don't know if that's meant to be sarcasm. I intended it as sarcasm, but I don't know if the game's gonna take it that way. That's the problem with, I guess, choice-based games like this. You know, you don't... Sometimes it's a bit unclear what the intention of the choice is. Let's see what this ruckus is about. Or not. You know, that's fine too. Church and Rookers. I'm liking the art so far. I like that they commit to the style. Oh, okay, good. They're doing the like the block print thingy. Morning, Andreas. How's it going? Morning, Klaus. Another day at the Abbey. Another few hours to work on my masterpiece. Good to hear. You're still coming by for supper tonight? Marie and Bert would love to see you. Oh, that just shows both. Okay. You really need to see this new woodcuts I have for an Italian edition of Till Eulenspiegel. The titular character of a popular 15th century book. Till is a prankster, continually exposing the vices and hypocrisy of others. I'm in trouble. He is also quite skilled at tricking people into smelling, touching, or eating his stay classy, Till. I didn't realize Father Thomas let you print books in Italian. Come on, Andreas, he's not that strict, you know. Oh, I know, he's just trying to protect people from... adventure stories of questionable moral repute? He doesn't mind those so much, actually. No? As long as they don't get too, carnal. Ah. So, supper tonight after Vespers? Of course! Thank you. Great, I'll tell Marie and Bert you're coming. See you then. Okay, so we're committed. After Vespers, we're going to Drucker House. Even if it kills me. Bless. God bless, Master Maller. I hope your week is going well. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. It's going quite well. I'm just on my way up the hill to get to work. Good, good. Andreas. Andreas, I don't recall seeing you at the Sunday morning Mass. You understand how important it is for you, for your salvation, that you receive Holy Communion, don't you? I do, but I have been working... Andreas, do you think I like saying these silly things to people to get them to come to Oh my, what blessed day to receive such an illustrious visitor. Master Maller, this is Lorenz. Lorenz, Baron of Rothvogel, a great lord from the countryside near Worms. That's a lot easier to say. Prosperous imperial free city in the western part of the empire, located on the Rhine River. Worms has been the site of many imperial diets. I can tell, the name says it all. Good to see you, Father Thomas. It is nice to be remembered fondly. I only wish all of your neighbors were as welcoming. Well, yes. What brings you back to our little town? My wife and I were returning from a trip to Venice. Spent a few days in Innsbruck, and it was terribly dull. Innsbruck is the capital of Austria, yeah, Austrian county of Austrian country of Tyrol, and a major stop on the imperial road connecting Italy and Bavaria. It is the closest major city to Curacao Abbey in Tassing. Notably, it was also the site of witch trials in 1485. And Venice, one of the most powerful republics on the Italian peninsula, sitting in the northwest coast of the Adriatic Sea. Venice is a major center for commerce and art in southern Europe. So I suppose we'll get extra dialogue choices or a comment or something if we picked Venice earlier on. I mean, it has a certain charm common to these alpine cities, but the place was crawling with nobles for the emperor's diet. An imperial diet is an assembly of 3 colleges of the imperial estates of the Holy Roman Empire. Oh, it's DA, isn't it? Not diet. Whatever, I'll just call it diet from now on. The princes and dukes, the representative of the imperial cities, they meet to deliberate on matters of importance to the empire. My bad. The emperor? Was he there? Did you see him? Oh, briefly, but he was sitting for a portrait at the time. Quite lovely. I didn't want to bother him or the painter. Yeah, it's DA, isn't it? the imperial diet. Who was the artist, my lord? I'm sure you know him, an older man from Nuremberg with enough of a reputation to paint the emperor. I'm sorry, my lord, but I'm not sure who you mean. Have you not heard of Albrecht Dürer? Pity. Oh, never mind. Albrecht Dürer is a renowned painter and printmaker from Nuremberg. He is recovered in Venice as well as across the Holy Roman Empire. Since 1512, he has enjoyed the patronage of Emperor Maximilian I. Although I would assume at the time they didn't know that he's Maximilian I. Just Max. Pity. I thought he was known across the empire. Anyway, my wife wanted to stay a bit longer in Innsbruck, and I decided to ride ahead to make a visit to Curacao. I heard Father Matthias died shortly after my last visit, of course. Father Matthias, abbot of Curacao before Father Gernot, widely respected by the monks and nuns as well as the people of Tassing, known for his kindness and his love of books. A great loss for the abbey and for us all. Indeed. By good fortune, I recently came across a copy of the Historia Tassiae he was reading during my last visit. And the Historia Tassiae is an account of the early history of Tassing. Curaçao's previous abbot, Father Matthias, had a copy. Baron Rothvogel brought another to the abbey as a gift. Father Matthias was hoping to find a second copy to corroborate the contents of the first. It contains some fascinating details about the history of this place. I'm afraid they might even cause a bit of scandal. Ah, yes. But I must be off. There will be time enough to discuss Tassing's past later. I commissioned a manuscript from the abbey, though, through Father Gernot, and I have come to check on its progress. Oh my lord, if you have come to see your manuscript, you should speak with young Master Mahler here. It is an honor to meet you, my lord. Andres is a journeyman artist from Nuremberg. For the next few months, he's also helping the Abbey's scriptorium. A room for writing, illustrating, and illuminating manuscripts. Though typically associated with monasteries, they have disappeared from almost all abbeys by the 16th century. A Nuremberg artist working in an abbey scriptorium in 1518? Oh, we should talk, Andreas. I must know the story. Of course, my lord, it'll be an honor. Let's make connections. Wonderful. It's so rare to find someone in the countryside who knows anything about art. Thank you for the introduction, Father Thomas. Come to supper at the abbey tonight. I'm inviting you to the shit. Did the abbot invite me? Oh, don't worry about it, Father. Just show up after Vespers. What is he going to do? Refuse us? Excellent! We will see you then. Miss Laus, I'm dismounting. Run ahead of us and take the horses to the Abbey's guest house. I'd like to take my time talking with Master Mahler. I'll meet you there. At once, my lord. So then, a journeyman from Nuremberg. Forgive me for saying so, but you seem a little old to not yet be a master. Are you unmarried? No, I'm not married, but in truth, I came to my vocation later than my father and brothers. I was in university for a number of years at Erfurt, which is one of the most populous cities in the empire and is located near its heart. It has been home to a respected university since 1379 and is a center for humanist thoughts. Erfurt, wonderful! The same university as Martin Luther. Have you read his works? Tremendous mind. Martin Luther is the priest and professor of theology at the University of Wittenberg, controversial for his opinions on the church's sale of indulgences to forgive sin, which were recently published and distributed throughout the empire. He says things about the church that should have been said years ago. Might get him into trouble, but he's a grave, brilliant man. Oh, brave, brilliant man. Wait, the grave man. Wait, you may have even met him, did you? You must tell me. No, he was a few years ahead of me. Still, his ideas seem fascinating. I agree wholeheartedly. I simply must meet him if I get the chance. I wonder if the good brothers of the Abbey have heard of him. Perhaps they have even read his list of 95 theses against the church. A list of propositions against the church's practice of selling indulgences for the remission of sin. It was written in 1517 by Martin Luther. Father Matthias was not above having a lively debate. I hope Father Journo does not disappoint in that regard. But enough about Luther, for now. Tell me about your university studies. Forgive me, Baron, but did you attend university? You seem very well educated. No. My family is merely wealthy enough to have provided me with all of the books and the tutors a child could dream of. I love all knowledge, from Aristotle and Cicero to Ficino and Erasmus, and everyone in between and yet to come. So Cicero, statesman, scholar, lawyer, and renowned orator of the late Roman Republic, he is revered both for his contributions to Latin literature and his skill at rhetoric. Marsilio Ficino was a 15th century Italian priest and humanist who was one of the leading figures in the Italian Renaissance. He is well known for his translations of the work of Plato into Latin. Plato. Aristotle is the Greek philosopher, of course, and the student of Plato. Renowned as a polymath, he wrote on a wide variety of subjects. His work is extensively cited by current scholars, and even more work is attributed to him than he could have ever written. Erasmus of Rotterdam, a Dutch priest and philosopher who is preeminent among northern humanists. He is known for his works in Latin and Greek, as well as his calls to reform within the church. I may have misjudged the Baron. It seems he is as well read as any university student. In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another well-educated man. Now then, did you earn your doctorate? In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another well-educated man. Now then, did you earn your... What? No, I didn't. Only a master's degree. I started working towards a doctorate, but didn't finish. Oh, that's a shame. Well, what was your area of study? Yeah. I don't see Andreas as a medical man. But I don't see him as a religious man either. What did we pick last time? Well, we had fun basically. I'm a little bit confused actually. What do we think? I'm trying to figure out what fits Andreas best. I think theology, despite, you know, the hedonism, I think it's a fairly common study back in those days. Medicine, perhaps not so much. But I guess as an artist, he might study medicine just to, you know, learn the subjects better. I don't think he's a law kind of person either. Let's go medicine. All things medical, studying the latest and greatest texts coming out of Italy. Yes, the Italians continue to innovate in that area. Extraordinary, really. Fascinating work. Who knows what secrets we may learn about the human body in the decades to come. You! If I had any faith, I would have prayed you'd never show your face here again. Curse you, Lorenz Rothvogel. Bergstad's dog tearing you to pieces would be too kind a fate. These rustic communities display a shocking lack of hospitality, don't you think? What was that about? Who knows? By the time I finish guessing, the old crone will probably be dead. Well, what of your early time in university? Every student must study the trivium and quadrivium, yes? The trivium and quadrivium represent the lower and upper divisions of classic liberal arts university education. Latin grammar, logic, rhetoric form, and trivium arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy form the quadrivium. Did you have a favorite subject? I'm thinking orator. He's more of a... He's not a smart man, basically, but he knows how to work people. Let's go orator. The art of persuasion, naturally. Rhetoric. I assume he studied the Greeks and the Romans both. Yes, Aristotle and Cicero, of course, but also Christian thinkers like Augustine and Thomas Aquinas. I guess we missed our chance to learn who Thomas Aquinas is. True, we have less use for public discourse than senators did in the Roman Republic. Exactly, the doctrine of the church weren't trying to persuade politicians, but to move the mind towards Christian truth. Still, the principles remain the same. Invent your arguments, then arrange, style, and internalize them before delivering them to your audience. Splendid. Though I suppose an artist has little use for rhetoric, especially in a place such as this. Not true. Rhetoric is also an art. And like other forms of art, it should be created for the audience and its purpose. It can be practiced as easily in the streets of a rural town as in Curia of Rome. Rome, though outshone by its northern neighbors, Florence. Though outshined by its northern neighbors, Florence, Rome is still the seat of power for the Catholic Church and an impressive center for the arts. Well put. And your other studies, was there anything else you excelled at? Oh, I get to pick two. Well, I guess Latinist could complement oratorship. I still don't think he's a smart man. Like, I don't want to play him as like a smart man anyway. Plants, animals... Well, I guess that complements medicine, so... Yeah, heaven and earth. I love studying the natural world, my lord, but the heavens above and the wild spaces, both the heavens above and the wild spaces around us. Formerly, I studied as much astronomy as I could. It's incredible how much we've learned from both the Arabs and the Greeks. True, but even now we continue to discover more about what we can see within the celestial sphere. What began as pagan myths to explain our place in the world may help us understand our place in the heavens. And this may seem foolish, but I spent a lot of time in the wilderness learning about plants and animals. Really? Did the libraries of Erfurt not have enough herbals to satisfy your curiosity? I don't mean to malign our most august Greek and Roman authors, but De Materia Medica was written before the coming of Christ. A pharmacopoeia or book for creating compound medicines written by Pedanius Discorides, a Greek physician and a botanist who was employed in the Roman army. The 5-volume text has been primary source of botanical information for centuries. Surely there is more that we can learn about plants, insects, and animals by observing them in nature. And beyond that, I simply have a love for wild places. While I do not share your academic interest in nature, I must admit that I sometimes enjoy a solitude of a walk in the woods. We're gonna be late, aren't we? Ah, there's the abbey. I have good memories of this place and of Father Matthias. I was sad to hear of his passing. How did you come to know him? How did you come to know Kiersau at all? My family have been patrons of Kiersau for, I don't know how many generations. Some years ago I heard that Kiersau still had a wonderful library and artisans. Professional artists have taken over most manuscript production, so I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. Well, there's not much left of it these days. 2 old men, a young scribe, and me. Ah, well, perhaps it is nostalgia that brings me back here. I commissioned a manuscript through Father Gernot a year ago. I thought I would stop by and check on the progress. Wait, are you the artist working on it? It's a prayer book with 20 illustrations. I know the work, but no. I do know the artist. Well, the venerable brother Piero. God damn, Piero. Okay, never mind, that's a hood. I thought he just had a really bad hunched back, although I guess a lot of writing will do that to you. How venerable. He still has his wits and his skills, if that's what concerns you. Brother Piero has an incredible talent with color. Then I very much look forward to seeing it. Miss Laus, tend to the horses and the baggage. I'm heading up to the abbey. Yes, my lord. I'm so late for work, and also I'm gonna have to break either the appointment with the dinner with that family, whose name I already forgot, or Lorenz. So this is gonna be a annoying choice. I think Andreas would go to Lorenz. I don't know. At least the Andreas we're playing so far. Well, let's not keep the abbot waiting any longer. Ladies. Nuns. Quite unusual for a Benedictine house to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. And Benedictine is founded in the 6th century. The Benedictines are a Christian monastic order that observes vows of obedience, poverty, chastity, and stability under the rule of Saint Benedict of Nursia. The church closed most of them in centuries ago, but then Curacao is a place out of time in more ways than one. Should I pry? Like, do you know Mother Cecilia? She seems to have recognized you. We are acquainted, yes. Let's leave it at that. Ah, Father Gernot. Oh, okay. Ah, you must be Father Gernot. I am Lawrence, Baron of... Yes, the Baron of Rothvogel. So wonderful to have you here again. We actually did meet on your last visit. If you say so. I'm not good with remembering faces. Please forgive me, my lord, but I wasn't expecting you for another few days. Yes, I know, but I wrote ahead. I just couldn't wait to see my manuscript. I'm sure it's no trouble. Yes, I mean, no, it's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Yes, certainly, my lord. I will meet you there. Andreas, I don't know what you were doing with the Baron, but I need you in the scriptorium now. What's the Book of Hours? A type of illuminated manuscript that contains an abbreviated form of the prayers for the divine office in addition to other religious texts. Most are relatively plain, but wealthy patrons often commission lavish examples with elaborate illustrations. Is this a bad time to ask for an advance on my payments for the Book of Hours? I should ask again when he's in a better mood. Maybe I could just convince Brother Matthew to pay me early. Find a way to get paid. I assume this is gonna be a trouble if I go in here. Hello. God bless you, Master Mahler. Sister Matilda, how are you doing? Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's necessary to perform our work. Ah, forgive me, sorry to bother you. Thank you, Master Mahler. Is this gonna be the same? How are things going in the nun's kitchen? I mean no offense, Master Mahler, but I cannot speak with men. Ah, my apologies. God bless you. And you as well. No dice. Passing is lucky to have so much one word naturally growing. I had to buy it back in Nuremberg. Just barge in. Oh, it actually worked. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there something I can help you with? I noticed that you took the sisters inside when I walked up with the Baron. What concern of it is yours? You said much in saying nothing. And now I will say even less. Good day, Andreas. Where are we going? What's this one? Oh, this is like my my character thingy. Okay, so I guess just a bullet point of the personality. Church, cloister. I assume I'm not allowed in the cloister. I am allowed in the cloister. Okay. Infirmary, chapter house, monastery, aquarium. Oops! I keep pressing tab when I mean to like open one of these. Let's see. The scriptorium is all the way over there. Oh, Sebat. God give you health, Master Mahler. Brother Sebat, I'm surprised you're still here. To see you here. As am I, but I will be leaving soon, returning to Rome. I and my bishop regret that we cannot reciprocate Father Rodolph's generosity earlier. He showed much kindness to our priest at the Council of Constance many years ago. Meeting of bishops that took place between 1414 and 1418 in the Diocese of Constance to end the papal schism. It was also notable for the condemnation and capture of the Bohemian theologian Jan Hus. Will you remain in Rome? That is up to my bishop, but I will miss these mountains in any case. You should travel to Ethiopia, Master Mahler, and see the highlands. God has blessed my home with a wondrous beauty. I would love to someday. I still need to return to Nuremberg and open my workshop. Yes, someday. Until then, if you are ever in Rome, I may still be around. I would like that. By the way, if you have some time in the next few days, it would be nice to share a meal with you and some of the townfolks. The townsfolk? I am accustomed to strange looks, especially in rural places like these, but I have a kind word with the baker and his wife. Ah yes, the Albans, Ulrich and Gret. I offered to tell a story to the children and their mothers over a meal someday. Gret seemed excited about the idea, but I would be more comfortable if you were there as well. Do you not eat here with your brothers? Yes, but I am a guest and I am not bound by the rule as they are. The Rule of Saint Benedict of Nursia is a book of instructions for monks living together under the guidance of an abbot. Written in the 6th century, the rule provides the principles for living in a monastic life. Father Dino kindly allows me to come and go as I need. I do not know what work the abbot has in store for me, but I may be able to spare some time. If you are unable to, Andreas, it is no trouble. God give you health, Andreas. Well then I guess he's probably the one we're gonna stiff. Where the hell am I going? Okay, so through the cemetery, yes. I guess the kitchen is gonna be where those two are. Maybe not. Lucas? Hello, Andreas. How goes it in the kitchen? Is Brother Wojlav working you hard? Not too bad, Brother... that name. He's nice to me. It's Father Abbot and Brother Prior who makes things hard. How so? I shouldn't complain, they just line their food a certain way and I'm not that good at cooking yet. Oh, they just like their food a certain way. What you all need is more variety. Want to get some mushroom from the forest? I know all the best types, you understand. If you think that will help, I only use what's in the cellar. Brother Edok complains about his food too, but complains to Brother Wojlav. But he complains to Brother Wojlav. What does Brother Edok know about food anyway? He's from Cornwall. Goddamn. I don't even know where that is. It's a land to the west across the sea where all they eat is fish. Sounds miserable, but that's always what he complains about. The fish. He just likes to complain, I think. Don't lose heart, Brother Lucas. You're still learning. Thanks. See you later, Andreas. Until later. Well, now we've promised more shit to more people. I should watch what I say. No, not that. Hello. Morning, Andreas. How's living with the Gertners? It's great. They're a loving family. They're a lovely family. Clara is a good woman, and she looks after Big Jorg and Eva like they were her own. They're both almost fully grown. True, I suppose it's less that they need looking after, more so that she cares. Little Ursula is in good hands. Yeah. Anyway, if I don't see you around the Abbey later, maybe I'll see you in Tassing tomorrow. Until then. Should we just go into every single room, talk to every single body? These cucumbers are growing quickly. I'm sure whatever isn't eaten will be pickled. God, I thought there was bugs on my screen there. Cemetery. Let's just have a quick look around. Pardon the thunder. It's that kind of day today. The apple trees have only started to bloom. It will be months before they bear fruit. This where I'm supposed to be going? Yep. I just barge in. What's this? What's this? A Volvel. I've seen this before in astronomy and medical tracks. What's this one for? 2 wheels. The top wheel has Greek letters and holes cut out to reveal Latin letters underneath. And the outer edge of the lower wheel is divided into 4 sections, each bearing an elemental symbol. The lines connecting the holes from constellation Cassiopeia, the Great Wagon, Libra, and Aries. Quadrant of the upper disc lines a different elemental symbol with the top of the lower disc. And that reveals a different set of letters underneath. I wonder what it's for, a cipher of some sort? I need to investigate more. This has to be connected to something else around here. Maybe that letter, that conspicuous letter on the table? So I guess if I know Latin, it'll be a lot easier for me. Good day, Andreas. How's your morning going, brother guy? Brother guy. It's fine. More contracts for the abbot. Which would you rather be making, contracts or manuscripts? I honestly don't care, Andreas. As long as the abbot is impressed, he could have me write the first chapter of Genesis until Judgment Day. Does the abbot's opinion mean that much to you? The abbots and the priors, both. You're lucky. When you're done with this, you're going home. I'm never going to see Burgundy again. I need to make the best of the next 40 years. A powerful former duchy of the Eastern France that became a province in 1477, known for its wine, art, monasteries, and courtly fashion. Then I'll leave you to it. Adok. How are you feeling today, brother Adok? That thing. I am so well. I am well. Well done, my son. It is early. I will give you a harder one later. I look forward to all your anagrams, brother Adok. Literal literal mutt. Or literal nut. Hello, Piero. Andreas, God bless you. So good to see you. Good morning, brother Piero. Good to see you as well. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. It means storms coming. Big York Gardner says that if you live here 10-15 years, you can smell storms coming. Brother Adok has been here long enough that we can always smell him coming. Zing! Do not forget, brother guy, that the fate of the youth who jeered at the aged prophet Elisha outside of Bethel. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet, brother Adok? I am comparing you to an impudent youth whom the Lord and in his inevitable wisdom may choose to strike down. I'm staying out of this one. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means Prior Ferenc is not overseeing us today. He was here, but then he heard Lorenz Rothvogel had arrived and he hurried out like a little mouse. Ferenc is so desperate to impress the abbot and nobles like Rothvogel, it's pathetic. You feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior only to speak about them like this behind their backs. It's shameful. Oh no, Baron Rothvogel is his... Oh no, Baron Rothvogel, his manuscript. I just realized that he will want to see his manuscript. How silly of me, of course that's why he's visiting. Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about the patron's visits. Yeah, Anyway, what's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like anyone else. So, doesn't matter which one I pick then, huh? It's just a matter of guy getting the reply or not. Andreas, Baron Rothvogel is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Freising. Religious and secular ruler of scattered territories in the Holy Roman Empire, including the land containing Tassing and Kiersau Abbey. Kiersau is already out of favor. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. Well, if Prior Ferenc isn't here, I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. Oh, that's right, I need to reference the In der Mauer manuscript. What do you want, Andreas? A book, the In der Mauer manuscript, the Book of Hours. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? Yeah, why not? Liar. Could I just get the book? Ugh, that's all. That's all the way upstairs. Can't you get them? Can you get by without it? I'm sorry, but I really can't. I need to reference it for my work. Really? My feet hurt and the stairs are so steep. I'm just going to ask... That doesn't help. Illuminata? To get it. Sister Illuminata! Andreas needs help finding a book and I don't know where it is. Andreas? Sister Illuminata, I'd like to borrow the Indermaur manuscript, Book of Hours. Yes, I overheard. Here, please return it promptly. Yes, Piero. Andreas, may I see how your masterpiece is coming? Of course, your opinion is always welcome. Yes, the composition is lovely. 3 is a joyful spirit in your arrangement. Oh, there is a joyful spirit in your arrangements of the figures. The contrast of color is also quite nice, rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene. It doesn't feel right, I don't know why. It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. What do you mean? It's all my work. My son, you're copying the illustrations from the Indermaur manuscript almost exactly. So, what's wrong with that? Haven't I improved on it? Aesthetically, yes, it's wonderful, but I feel you have not given much thought to what it represents. It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter. Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it, even Father Gernot. What difference does it make? This is the way the November is painted. But it is not the way November is. Very deep, Mr. Piero. Art is illusion. Yeah. Art is illusion, storytelling, where in their most sublime form these images illuminate a path to the truth. It's important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay me for truth. Yes, but with God's grace, this book of ours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see it in a future generation, centuries beyond our comprehension? Some will gaze deep into your lines and paint to seek a deeper meaning. What will they find? But you need not listen to my opinions, they are just thoughts of one old monk. There's no place for the monastic scriptoria anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time. Does that make you sad? I admit I am still fond of the old styles of lettering and illumination, but even in my youth I knew it could not last. The creation of books, of art, is no longer the province of monasteries. So be it. More people will be able to write, more will be able to read, and in so doing be brought to truth. I think there will always be a place for artists like you and Brother Adok. And Brother Guy. It's kind of you to say so, Andreas, but you need not be concerned for me. I have lived long life and I'm happy to have served the Lord. When he calls for me, I am ready. It is already what's theirs. Monastic hour comes at 9 AM. One of the letters precedes mass and the chapter meeting. Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honoring the rule. Until later, Andreas. Until later. Oh, bother. Who's this? What's going on in here? Andreas, what was that noise? Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Illuminata. I knocked a bowl of paint to the floor. But then Prior Ferenc came in, wrote in one of his books, slammed it closed, and left. He was in such a hurry, I don't even think he noticed me. He was slamming the book shut? Prior Ferenc should know better than that. Some of these manuscripts are quite delicate. He seemed to be in a great hurry. I think he is on the edge since Baron Rothvogel arrived early. Which is why books should not be taken out of the library and it is necessary for defined reading or work in the scriptorium. What's defined reading? Lectio Divina is a thoughtful reading of and meditation on scripture. The practice leads to prayers and contemplation. It is daily part of life in Benedictine communities. Are you still mad at me for borrowing the Chronica, Clara? The clear Chronicle History of the Universe from Creation to 2082, written by the Irish monk Marianus Scotus. No, anger is not appropriate response for a nun, but the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you that book for no valid reason. Not valid? It is not valid to see one of the work of the greatest Irish scribes. One who wrote masterworks that even now grace libraries at Cologne, Fulda, and Mainz. Yeah, bunch of cities. A large, powerful, free imperial city on the river Rhine. It is a major hub for the commerce between Italy and the Netherlands. It is also a popular site for pilgrims, as its cathedral contains relics of the three wise men, represented as crowns on their arms. Fulda, a town built around an old Benedictine abbey near the center of the empire. Fulda's abbots are imperial princes and wield great power. Mainz. Located on the Rhine River, Mainz is the home of the Archbishop of Mainz, an elector of the Holy Roman Empire and Primas Germani. That. The Pope substitute north of the Alps. No, it is not unless it pertains to your work or the abbot permits it. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, what's with all the fuss about Lorenz Rothvogel? Why is Prior Ferenc so nervous? Lorenz? I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the Prior and Father Abbot have. I only know that he's purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years, and he paid enough to help the Abbey when we needed it. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember. You know I have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this, Andreas? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Well, I was hoping I could work on my manuscript, but I suppose I can help. I understand, but there's rarely a time when I am in the scriptorium and the brothers are not present. Thank you, it's for the good of the Abbey. Where should I begin? Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium. I will tell you what books I'm looking for, find them and return them to me. The first books are 2 volumes of Aeneid. A poetic epic telling the legend of Aeneas, a heroic Trojan who struggles to reconcile his personal desires with his destiny to found Rome. It was written in the 1st century BC by the Roman poet Virgil. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. Innsbruck inches. Oh, I know the ones. They're Monk Piero's favorite. He keeps them by my desk. They are not his to keep. Okay. There's a fair amount of wear on these, I hope you don't mind. Those volumes are old even when Piero started to make copies. How long ago was that? 3 years. The Aeneid is not one of my favorite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Piero. Aeneas chose his duty to the gods over his lover Dido? Do you think Aeneas' sense of duty appeals to Piero? We all have our vocations. Brother Piero takes this more seriously than most of the others in this abbey. You clearly take your chosen vocation very seriously. Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. Few women do. You're right, of course. I appreciate that you understand how limited our roles and our choices truly are. Even in stories, we are maidens to be rescued and wed, cruel seducers of men, or what's that? Wise and crones? Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonist of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that, from the empress to a nun. It is our lot. I suppose I understand now why you are not fond of the Aeneid. It's fine poetry for men. Now the books, if you please. Can we just run away with it? Thank you. Next, Wretched Gerin. This is a printed copy. Green cover, diamond pattern. An Italian chivalric romance written by Andrea de Barberino in the early 15th century. The titular character rises from impoverished origins to go on heroic adventures and discover his noble parentage. Originally published as a manuscript, it enjoyed greater success as a printed book. I do not have the size in the ledger, but hopefully the description is enough. I know the one you're talking about. Brother Edok was reading it. The beauty of this book truly belies its ridiculous content. I'm surprised the Abbey owns a copy. We don't. It belongs to Amadeo Rusco of Ugano. Ingano. Okay, I'm having trouble reading this shit. Oh, is it Lugano or... Highly contested Swiss market town located in the southwestern Alps. The Dukes of Como and Milan fought for control over it until it was claimed by the Swiss Confederation in 1513. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the abbot has received 3 letters about it. I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. That book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks. A baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant, and live a life of adventures, wooing princesses, and fighting in tournaments. You forgot the best part! In the end, Gerin learns he has royal blood, the son of a duke. He reigns as a king and dies a pious hermit. What's not to love? Benedictines should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not... what's that? Lusty adventures? I suppose you're right, it's better suited for knaves like me. It's not my place to reprimand anyone for reading stories, least of all you, Andreas. Still, we must be on guard. Fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men and women. Sometimes, yes, but books like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? To die better than we are born. What's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king? There is neither there is neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all in one in Christ? We may be one in Christ, but we are not equal in this world. It isn't this world you should be concerned with, Andreas. But the book, Andreas, we must return it, or would you like the abbot to receive a 4th letter? I hate to see the brothers disappointed, but I understand. It's not my goal to deprive the brothers of their joy, but to return Amadeo Rusco's property. The book, please. There is only one book left and you will be freed from bondage. A dark red cover, 8 inches high, 5 inches across, 2 inches thick. What is it? The description should be sufficient. I don't know why you won't tell me, but yeah, alright, I'll find it. Now that I think about it, guy has always been guarded about this book. Like he was hiding it. Very good, please bring it here. Well, amor. So I guess we can take a guess. I pretend like I know how to read this. I guess if you took Latin earlier on, you'll be able to read it. Ah, it's in French, okay. Ah, it's in French. The soul that got touched, empty of sin, in the first state of grace. What is this? Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. Why won't you tell me what this book is? Because it's a dangerous book. Andreas Mahler, one of the previous abbot, tolerated in spite of papal order to destroy it. 3 French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burned. Its author shared the same fate. What? Why? I don't know, Andreas. It isn't my place to question the judgment of one bishop, much less 3. And before you ask, no, I haven't read it, but I know it contains a dialogue between love and reason. So the book is dangerous. When did the bishop condemn it? "200 years ago." By God! What? Why is it still here? Because Father Matthias loved books. All books. He didn't want to see it destroyed. I can sympathize with him, and he was right to do so. The Holy Church does not share your opinion. It is the law we must contend with, not your emotions. Yeah, I'll just better not press that. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision, but when Father Jarno learned it was in our possession, he wanted it destroyed. Must the book be destroyed? No one even knows that it's here. I do. So do Mother Cecilia and Father Jarno. You know what? Fine. Good. It's for the best. I'm not that, This isn't the hill I want to die on, you know? Now then, Baron Rothvogel. Quickly, though. I need to finish up here soon. What should we ask? How long has he been visiting the Abbey? I'm not sure, but he was well acquainted with Father Matthias. So at least 5 years. He seemed quite familiar with the Abbey when he arrived. He even decided to go to the kitchen on his own. Yes, I think you'll find that Baron Rothvogel is used to getting his way and making his own way. He may have told you that one of his uncles was the Abbot of Fulda. Apparently this experience has made him overly comfortable with monastery life. How do the brothers and sisters feel about that? Mother Cecilia forbids the sisters from interacting with him, and for good reason. The brothers, I'm not sure. Brother Wojlav think it's funny. Hardly surprising, since Brother Wojlav has little respect for the sanctity of this place or the rule itself. Though it is not my place to judge him, of course. Well, I must be off to the mass. Thank you again for your help, Andreas. Wait, how will you get to the church if you can't enter the scriptorium? I thought this was the only door into the library. We are standing in the oldest part of the abbey, and like any old place, it has its own share of secrets. Good day, Andreas. God be with you. That's the bell for... yes, that. That's the bell for sext. Monastic hour, corresponding to noon, one of the little hours of prayers followed by dinner. I should see if Otto is around and still wants to eat with me. I think he's working by the guest house below the abbey. Few more pages, dinner with Otto and Endris. Okay, so I think that would be a good time to take a little break. My throat is really dry, so yeah, let's just take a quick break, stretch, have a drink, etc., and then we'll resume in just a little bit. Right. Hello again. That was a lot of reading. And there's a lot more to come. I believe we have sext to attend. Who are we meeting? Oh my god, that's a lot of people. Otto. I was hoping that... God damn. What if I press M? Does it open the map? Okay, good. Supposed to meet him at the... here. Let's snoop first before we do. I wonder what Prior Ferenc was doing with his book. Ex Libus University. From the library of the University of Five Churches, the Hungarian call it PEX. This is where Ferenc is from. Doctor of Theology, George Gran. George of Gran. Did Ferenc steal this? Ah, the Speculum Astronomiae. Albertus Magnus's defense of astrology. Albertus Magnus, renowned 13th century Dominican theologian, philosopher, astrologer, and bishop of Regensburg. A prolific writer, he was known primarily for his work on Aristotle and his knowledge of natural science. Natural science. Bastard script. Burgundian, Flemish. Not from here and not recently. That's definitely Ferenc's handwriting between the lines and in the margins. Is he notating the text for university in PEX? Is he notating the text for his personal use? That's for the benefit of the future. In any case, it's a thorough commentary. What's this? Looks scribbled and not like Ferenc to be sloppy, and he didn't even blot the ink dry. Libra, Capricorn, Aries, it's all astrological symbols. What's written below? Maybe I should have learned the Greek at some point. I can't make any sense of this. Wait! The Volfele I found also had Greek letters on it. They must be connected, but how? The outer ring of the Volfele is marked with alchemical symbols, but the cipher has astrological symbols. Wait, of course, its astrological symbol is associated with... one of the 4 elements. I just need to make those associations on the Volfele and I should be able to solve this cipher. Onto the Volfele then. Volfele. Let's hope he's not home. Right, now that I know the connection between the astrological symbols on the cipher and the elemental symbols on the Volfele, Ferenc's note should be easy to decipher. Right, so what am I looking for? Okay, so air, the symbol is the W. How do I... Oh, it's this. And then that's Earth. Aries is fire. Then water, fire again, Tiger. Why do I feel like I'm wrong? Okay, so Aries is fire. So I know. So okay, so air, high, and then that's Earth. Yeah, that is an I. And then Aries is fire. G. That's water. E. This thing is fire again. R. Okay, so we're correct so far. The thing that looks like flowing water. It's weirdly not water. Tiger. Earth. Tiger. Still Earth. Tigerhar. Oh, hi, Gerhard, I guess? Can't be because he Gerhard. Brother Gerhard died sometime last year. How does this connect to him? Is it an anagram? Harriet, Hardier. Where does the G go? God, I'm sure A-Doc would know. Maybe it's not an anagram, huh? Let me think. Did he use his name for it? That's a lot of letters for an abbreviation. Cipher inside of a cipher, perhaps? I don't know. Let me think. Why his name? And why Higerhard? Dutch? No, not Flemish or French. Wait, maybe it's an abbreviation and a name. Gerhard is the name. What's H-I? Hot Ignota? Inkile, like, yeah, that. Oh my god, it's so much simpler. Yes, Hirelais Higerhard. Hirelais Gerhard. What's the significance? I suppose I should find where Gerhard is buried. The Abbey Cemetery seems like a good place to start. Well, we're on to a little mystery here. I bet if we follow this, we're gonna miss the lunch, but I want to see where this leads. The monument to the founder of the Abbey, it's fairly decent. The funds were donated by her descendants. Gerhard! Where you at, buddy? Hic ieset frater Gerhardus de Oenipons. Huh, Ferenc Cyper pointed here, but I don't see anything out of the ordinary. That's it? Church, refectory. Hello. Let's see, A-Doc. Oh, I thought we would be able to ask him. Brother Matthew, may I have a word with you? Yes, Andreas? I was hoping you could... I'd like to collect my wages. Prior Ferren wasn't informed me that you finished any new manuscripts. You'll be paid on the completion of each additional manuscript you illuminate, not before. I only have a few pages left, Brother Matthew. I'll finish them in the next few days anyway. Then I think you can wait a few days to collect your wages. This abbey runs through mutual agreements, not haphazard payments. Breaking such contracts would cause undue trouble, not only for Curacao, but for Tassing as well. The matter is pressing, Brother Matthew. For the love of another Christian, I beg you to make an exception. Very well. Do not ask this of me again, Andreas Mahler. Here you are. I shall note this with Father Gerno and Prior Ferren. Thank you, Brother Matthew. God bless you, Andreas. Very good. Alright, now that I've got my payment, I can give Clara the rent early. I'll give it to her directly. So do we like run back or? Oh, you can just use E to navigate. What's this? Irises. Oh, so there is a forest, so I guess if we had gone earlier, we probably could have actually given him the... Maybe we could actually have given him the thing, the mushrooms. Guess this is the wrong farm. This is the wrong farm, isn't it? Here you are. This should be enough to pay the rent and the tax you owe the abbey. Andreas, this is more than your rent payment. We can't accept this. Please, Clara, is the least I can do. You and Peter has been such gracious hosts. But Andreas, how did you find so much coin? Are you sure you'll have enough to spare for yourself? I convinced Brother Matthew to pay me a bit early. I wanted to make sure you could pay your taxes in time. Bless you 1,000 times, Andreas. You don't know what this means to us. It's probably best not to mention it. Of course, I won't mention it to anyone. Still, thank you. I'll let you move on with your day. God bless you. Very good. I was hoping we could meet the what's his names, the Dookers, to maybe mention that we're probably not gonna make it to dinner. What with the what's his name? What was his name? God damn it. Lorenz, that's the one. What's with Lorenz inviting us and whatnot? Wait, let's go, God's sake. Let me, let's see. What was his name? The Drucker? Klaus? Dashing town printer, husband to his wife Marie and his mother, all the diamonds. I don't suppose. Just keep pressing tab. I don't suppose the map's gonna tell us if there's a print shop somewhere. Mill, meadow, forest. Farm, Zimmerman, Drucker. I don't know, it just seems like the decent thing to do, you know, to tell him that, hey, we might not make it. There's the mill up there. I don't think the print shop's at the mill. What are you up to? Go away! Can't you see I'm busy? Not really. Mind your own business. I'm only curious. You're nothing but a snoop and a windbag. Piss off. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Fine. Good day, Master Maller. Ah, Andreas, good to see you. I trust Clara gave you my message. Afternoon, Andres, Otto. Clara did give me your message. Sorry I missed you this morning. I was still asleep when you came by. Ah, the abbot really lets you get away with anything, doesn't he? Leave him be, Otto. I'm hungry. Let's pray. Bless you, O Lord, and these your gifts which we were about to receive from your bounty. How did your morning treat you? Not too bad. I had my damned hand splitting timber to replace a bad beam in the abbot's house. It's not that bad of an injury, it just galls me that the abbot bleeds us dry. What's... A parasitic growth which develops on oak trees caused by wasps laying their eggs under the tree bark. Oak galls were traditionally harvested and distilled into iron ink used in manuscripts. Today I learned. The abbot bleeds us dry and we're expected to do work here when it suits him. Let's have the bread. Well, it's not all that bad. I get a lot of good work from the abbey. Casting pilgrim's badges isn't really smithing, but I don't mind. Anyway, I saw you walking with that Baron Rothvogel in the meadows on your way up here. What's that all about? He's here to check on a commission. I understand he was friendly with Father Matthias. He was, though Father Matthias had some misgivings about the Baron. What kind of misgivings? That he fools around with young women. He's married, of course. Otto, that's only gossip, and it isn't Christian to spread rumors like that. It's not gossip that he beat up that farmer a few years back, old Rannick. May he rest in peace. Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But if he did that, yes, it speaks poorly of his character. He beat someone? Doesn't seem like the sort of thing he would do. It's not my affair, not my affair. Can't speak to it. I wasn't there either, but I do know that it happened. We had a long conversation on our way up here, but he didn't mention anything about that. What did you talk about then? I mean, no offense, but what does a nobleman have in common with an artist? He talked to me about work. He's fascinated by both art and books. Of course, that's what he's interested in when he's at the abbey. If he's in Tassing, he's chasing girls or harassing peasants. And because he's friendly with the abbot, no bad would ever come to him. It's galling. This bitterness and envy are not good for our Christian souls, Otto. It's not envy, Andres. No one should get away with what he does, what this abbey does. No offense to you, Andreas, I don't have any problem with the books the abbey makes. I mean, I never did learn to read, but if people are paying the abbey to make them, it doesn't bother me. No, I understand. I see why people resent the abbot's rule. He's a harsh lord. Oh, Otto, did you see that the Bowers sheep escaped the grazing fields again? No, but I'm not surprised. Martin was supposed to fix that fence and he probably did a bad job of it. Ah. Yes, that I believe. He's always in a foul mood and he could be the laziest soul in Tassing. He can't even hold a hammer properly. Married and a father at such a young age and he barely lifts a finger for his wife or child. On top of that, he's a damn thief. And before you say it, Andres, that's more than just gossip. Look at him, over by the guest house. He's probably figuring out what he can steal with the least amount of effort. What's a shirker? Oh, shirker. He's a born shirker, sure enough. I know one when I see one. Especially when you look in a mirror. Speaking of the Bauer sheep, their eaves are shorn. Eaves are shorn, and the woman will be spinning it soon, Otto. I got it, and there's no need to tease. What God wants to happen will happen. Looks like a storm's coming. We should probably get back to it. Right, I'll catch up in a moment, Andres. Oh, and Andreas, say hello to Eva for me if you get a chance. Eva, huh? Well chosen, Otto. Andreas, don't. Just tell her hello for me and keep out of it. You're the one involving me in your courtship? Fine. Time to get back to work. Who's Eva? Eva is daughter of Gertner and his late wife Christine. Eva was largely raised by her brother and father. Should we go to Eva first? It is during work, so maybe it's not entirely a good time. Let's just go back to work. He's still just standing there. Whoa! What's going on here? God bless you, Andreas. Hello, Brother Matthew. What are you doing out here? I thought you were aware that in addition to my role as Kirsau's as sacrist, I tend to the shrine of Saint Moritz. This is the patron of Tassing and Kirsau both, so it is my duty to ensure his reliquary is well cared for. The shrine is always beautifully kept. Whenever I visit, I always leave inspired. The martyrdom of Saint Moritz provides inspiration to us all. You are familiar with the life of Saint Moritz, are you not? I've been so focused on my masterpiece, I never had a moment to learn about Saint Moritz. We're about to get an info dump, aren't we? Well, you ought to learn something about Tassing's patron saint while you're here. By all means. Saint Moritz is the most widely known for his martyrdom at the hands of the Romans. He protected the town of Christians from slaughter, and in turn, he and his legion were decimated. What do you mean his legion? Would that mean he was a Roman soldier? Yes, he was a Roman citizen, and led a legion made up entirely of Christians into Bavaria. When he refused to kill the Christians, even though they were traitors to Rome, the emperor had his legion massacred. Most of the pilgrims who visit come knowing only this, if anything, about his life. However, Tassing venerates Saint Moritz because he was the one to convert the town and save it from destruction. Saint Moritz came here? Indeed. He and his legions were snowed into this pass, and the townsfolk refused to aid them. The daughter of the town's leader, Satya, was moved in spirit and snuck from the town to convert. She led Moritz to a spring, and as soon as she was baptized, the snow melted, revealing all manner of fruits. Moritz and his legion were saved by these miraculous gifts. The town was converted, and the rebels fled into the mountains. How did Moritz's hand end up in Tassing? The Roman soldiers dismembered Saint Moritz for fear he would resurrect like Christ. The Christians of the town fled with his body so that it would not be further desecrated, and his hand was preserved here. What an astounding story. Thank you for the history lesson, Brother Matthew. You are welcome, Master Mother. God bless you. Until later, brother. Well, he did give us the money, so I suppose it's only polite that we listen to his tale. Oh, hello, Andreas. Hello, Carl. You seem busier than usual today. I am behind in my work, so I went up to the shrine of Saint Moritz this morning to pray for his aid. The candle I lit had all but burnt away. I was there so long, now I need to catch up. If I'm ever in the church that long, I must have fallen asleep. Most days I'd agree with you, but Helena's pregnant now and we can't be too careful. Her mother had trouble in childbirth, so I've been praying to Saint Moritz and Satya's shrine to pray for their aid. I hope that the saint hear your prayers. Right, let's back to work. More work. Okay. Who are you? Whoops. Might have pressed a little bit early there. Alright. Work. Brother Adok, this work. I don't know where to start. Inconsistent spacing, rough strokes. You're working like you want to see this place closed. Brother Prior, I'm working to the best of my abilities, and I would dispute your criticism. I may not be fast, but I still have my talent. Praise be to God. And Brother Guy, why are you still on this page? What's wrong with you? Normally you're so reliable. Many apologies, Brother Prior. I will work harder. What's he gonna criticize me for? Piero, I can't believe this. Baron Rothvogel has come to check on his progress, and this is all you have? You should have finished this months ago. Is your mind so corrupted by age that you didn't notice the seasons have changed? Well, you're not the one who will have to answer for it, so why should you care? Typical. Excuse me, Prior Fering, but I believe your point is made. Andreas, I will remind you that I am the master of this scriptorium and you are a guest here. I agree, Brother Prior. Brother Piero's working is unacceptably slow. You are insufferable, Brother Guy. Oh, God, give me the patience to endure this. Please, everyone, this is my work and I accept responsibility for it. Prior Ferenc is right. Ah, the Baron. Prior Ferenc, is this mine? It must be, yes. It is, my lord. I can explain. No, I don't want excuses. I've come all this way and I have to be honest, I expected more. It's nowhere near finished and the style is, well, it's very old-fashioned. I thought I made my desires clear. I feel like my generosity towards Curacao is being taken advantage of. Am I the fool in this sad story? No, of course, my lord. Never. We can fix this. Of course. We only want to accommodate you. Ah, Andreas, good to see you again. Good to see you, Lawrence. Well, my lord, when I have Brother Guy completed, if speed is your concern. No, I'm not talking about the script, that's fine, but the art, the illustrations. I want Andreas to do the others. Of course, I mean, if Andreas is alright with it. Well, I will do what I have to do. There we have it. I hope this allays your concerns, my lord. Excellent. By the way, Father Abbot, am I still welcome at your table for supper? Naturally, my lord. Wonderful. I'd like Andreas to join us. My lord, I've already made supper plans with the Drucker family in town. Nonsense! You can eat with them any day. I'm only here for the evening. Well, Father? Well, that would be quite unusual. Unusual or not, I doubt that my good friend the Prince Bishop would deny additional guests at his table. What do you think? I understand. Yes, you're right, of course. Andreas may join us for supper. I look forward to it. You had this planned! You must have put your hook in the Baron this morning when you ambushed him in town. Why are you mad at me? I'm trying to help. Brother Prior, Andreas is not to blame for any of this. I am. Yes, you are, and you have embarrassed me, the Abbot, and the Abbey. Prior Ferenc is right, of course. No wonder we don't get any more commissions. Guy, can you stop flattering the Prior for 1 minute? Oh, nah, I'm staying out of this. Brothers! Brother! If you please, Sisters Nena and I would prefer it if you could keep the noise down. It sounds like Samson slaying the Philistines in here. Of course. Get back to work, everyone. Well, that was not wonderful, but there's nothing to be done about it now. I'll finish my work here and wash up in the lavatorium for supper at the Abbot's table. Well, I assume I still have to wash up, so where the hell is the lavatorium? Okay, so courtyard. Whoops. Is this not it? Ah, here we are. Andreas, I'm so glad you'll be joining us for supper, though the circumstances are unusual to be sure. I won't be able to speak with you, none of the brothers will, but it will be good to have you with us. That's a shame, I always enjoy our talks. Now the same doesn't apply to you at the abbot's table, you can talk all you like. Though I wouldn't recommend it, Father Abbot does not take too kindly on idle chatter. Oh, but I'll make a fool of myself. I feel like this is what my Andreas would say. Supper with an I could get used to this. Anyway, I'm sorry for how the prior treated you. It's not fair. It's humiliating. Oh, no, my son. There's no need to worry about me or my pride. And we all need a taste of humility from time to time and keep our feet on this earth. No, Andreas, you are my pride. I cannot claim to have taught you much, but I am proud to have known you and your work. And when you leave all of us at Kiersau Abbey behind, you can call upon your friend Lorenz, the Baron Rothvogel, to help you in your career. There's nothing wrong with your style, it's not old just because no man says so. Don't trouble yourself over it. Time passes for us all, things change, the future will ride over the present. You need not fear it, any of it, so long as you remain true to yourself and God. Now I must hurry to the refectory to join my brothers. I will see you inside. Andreas, glad you could join us. Thanks, me lord. Father Janot, Father Thomas, Prior Ferenc. Simon. Peter answered, you are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. Oh, the Gospel of Matthew, wonderful. Jesus replied, blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by the flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it. Have you read Matthew much, Andreas? Not really, to be honest. I'll give you the keys to the kingdom of the heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Then he ordered his disciple to not tell anyone that he was the Messiah. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. That reminds me, Father Juno, have you read anything by Martin Luther? I can't say that He has some incredible ideas about the church. Brilliant, I think. My lord, is the meal to your liking? I believe I remember you enjoying our quail on your last visit. A quail? My god, Father Abbot, the quail's fine, but don't you think the Luther's ideas are worth discussing? He's talking about the future of the church, shaking things up in a way that I don't think we've seen before. Father Thomas, you see values in his idea, do you not? My lord, I mean no offense, but I do not. Brother Matthew, yes? How appropriate. What are your thoughts on Luther's attacks on the church sale of indulgences? Baron, please do not Brothers, Baron, please do not involve the other brothers in this conversation. Fine, fine. What about Andreas? Certainly a man who attended the same university as Martin Luther can spare some thought on his work. I must respect Father Abbot's wishes at his table, my lord. Et tu, Andreas, I expected more of you. Enough! Lord Rothvogel, you are our guest and held in high esteem, but you have worn out my patience. You will not be discussing Luther's book work with Andreas, Thomas, Matthew, or with any other brothers. Is that clear? I suppose, Father. It is your abbey, but you're taking too much offense at this, and you're far too afraid of change. Whether it's from Luther or someone else, reform is coming to the church. You had better accept it. What? Neither you nor Martin Luther dictate change to the Holy Church on their whim. This talk is beyond insulting. It's blasphemous, outrageous. How dare you? I see. I have overstepped my bounds, and I suppose I have ruined everyone's supper. My apologies. In spite of this unpleasantness, I will make good on my manuscript payments and the donation of my copy of Historietae. If you cannot accept what the future will bring, perhaps it's time for you to come to terms with your past. Well, no need to overstay my welcome, fathers, brothers, Andreas. Good night. Thank you, Andreas, for not letting him engage you in his debate. No good would have come of it. I wish I did. Now then, I must ask you to leave so I can speak to the brothers in chapter privately. Brother Piero, please accompany Andreas out. Well, fuck you too, Father. I will take my leave as well. Good night. Don't worry about Father Gerno and the Baron. I'm sure it'll be fine by morning. I hope Father Abbot can see that the Baron's heart is in the right place, even if he picked the wrong time to express himself. That seems unlikely. It may be so, but we must never lose hope. In any case, I do hope that the Baron respects the Abbot's wishes for the rest of his stay, for everyone's sake. Brother Piero, what do you think of Martin Luther's ideas? Ha! That is for younger and wiser men than me to decide. I'm just a monk, thank God. Good night, my son. I should get some sleep. There's a lamp still burning in the guest house. Lorenz must still be awake. I wonder how he's doing. And what was he thinking? He's a bearman. You couldn't expect that to go well. The storm doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon. A poor night for stargazing. I should get back to the Gertners. Can I visit Lorenz and just like see? No? Knock maybe? Huh? Yeah! Are you alright, Master Mahler? Did you see that in the aqueduct? The ghost? Maybe? It could be a Roman, maybe even an old pagan. Wouldn't be the first time people have seen ghosts around these parts. Interesting. Well, I think I found Johan's lost sheep. I'm going to head home. Take care, Master Mahler. Good night. We got ghosts now. What's this? Are you alright in there? Monastic hour corresponding to 2 AM. It is used for the night prayer. Sister, listen to my voice. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Yes. Yes, Father, I hear you. Am I here? Is this now? Yes, you are with us, and this is now. I apologize, Andreas. I imagine that it must have been quite alarming. She alright? She is, yes. Sister Amelie is a mystic, gifted with the visions when God sees fit to give her one. Some are more frightening than others. How long has she been here? She's been sealed in the cells next to the church for almost 10 years now. If you come to Mass more often, you would see that I give her communion through a window to her cell. Her cell? She's an anchoress, a religious hermit so devoted to God that she has enclosed herself in the cell next to the church. She is dead to the world, but continues a life of prayer and religious contemplation. And sometimes, ever so rarely, she receives great and terrible visions. Is she local to Tassing, or was she a nun at Kirsau? Neither. She came here from a Benedictine abbey in Lower Bavaria, after it burned down. I am her confessor and caretaker. Many anchoresses are not literate. I write down her visions to help interpret them. I thought all of the monks and nuns at Kirsau would have read even poor Brother Folkbert. Could read even poor Brother Folkbert. Thank you, Father Thomas. I must rest now. Of course, sister. It sounds like she's in a great deal of pain. She is. She feels pain that is both physical and spiritual. Her spiritual pain comes from her revelations. They come and go. I try to address them as best as I can. The physical pain comes from a deformity in her spine and aching in her joints. I know of no cure for that, save prayer to the Almighty. Sister Amelie was saying she had a vision of death. Could someone be in danger? Oh no, don't rush to judgment. Her visions are divine and powerful, but they could have many meanings. Some of her revelations take years to comprehend. Some may never be understood at all, as God wills it. Still, the argument at dinner was quite troubling. Perhaps it has cast a shadow over our thoughts. Now then, the good sister appears to have fallen back to sleep. I must prepare for bed myself. Good night, Andreas. Good night, Father. I should get some rest. Should we explore more first? Let's explore more first. See what's going on around town. See what kind of nightlife this place has. Oh, hello. You're a very creepy cat, aren't you? More ruins. Stolt's house. Tassing is lucky to have such one word naturally growing. I had to buy it back in Nuremberg. I think we've had that flavor text before. Right, off to bed. God damn, he sleeps late. Good morning. Do you need any help? A little crying won't hurt her. Besides, I think we've gotten almost all the leaks now. Ursula is my first child, and she's been a handful, but I think I have the hang of it now. Big York has been a godsend. He helped Christine with Eva when she was a baby. I never took you for a family man, Andreas. Yep, I have 2 older brothers. I appreciate the offer. You'll make a fine husband someday. We'll see. When will this storm let up? It's been going all morning. Peter and York are outside trying to deal with the flooding as best as they can. Is the farm in danger? There's always a danger with this much rain, but if we've lived through worse. Whatever happens, it'll be as God wills it, and we must have faith in providence and endure what is to come. Oh, I have some food for you. Here. Sorry I couldn't prepare anything more. Yeah. Thank you. Otto wanted me to say hello, by the way. Oh, he did? Oh, good. Thank you. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas. Try to stay dry. Thanks. You too. Good luck. Be good, Ursula. She looks pissed that I said that. Andreas? Are you doing alright, Peter? No, I'm not. Some of our sheep escaped, and I'd rather not spend my morning fixing this damned wall for the 3rd time this year. This is the way it always is. Rain falls on the Abbey and rolls downhill to us little people. Well, it's hard to blame the Abbey for that. It's just how rain works. There's a reason we're down here and they're up there, Andreas. Anyway, I have to get back to this. See you later. Andres, good morning. So, Otto and Eva, huh? Yes, what about them? Otto has a good eye, I can't fault him that. I guess. She's a good, strong-willed woman. I'm not a gossip, Andreas. I do not ask this to pour water onto the rumor mill, but for the concerns I have for the happiness of my friends. Of course, Andreas, fancy talk for being nosy. Well, if you ask me, I think Otto's being a bit too slow about it. Oh? He's old enough already not to be smitten like a boy. They both like each other, seems to me, if you found the right person, you should go for it. It's what I would do. What stopped you? Well, that's, personal. You can trust me, Andres, aren't we friends? That's what gossipers will always say. But we are friends, I can't deny that. I do hope to find someone to have at my side as we build a family. God has not given me this blessing. Worry not, it could happen at any moment, Andres. One hopes so. I must get back to work, Andres. Enough talk. Until later. Also, I have to follow the path that isn't flooded, I guess. What's this? Ulrich? God be with you, Andreas. Seems like we have a good spring storm, though I hope it lets up soon. Good morning. I'm sure it'll let up soon, as God wills it. Ulrich, I paid credit for last week's pumpernickel. Sorry to make you wait for it. It's no trouble at all. Please say hello to Lucky for me. Who's Lucky? That's not the right key. Never mind. Of course, now I'm off to home and then to the Pfeiffers. Good morning, Agnes. What's going on at the Pfeiffers? Helena has about a month to go before her child is due. Her last one was hard. He didn't make it. God rest his soul. I just want to give her the best chance she can have. It's in God's hands. Trust in providence. Always, Ulrich, but I'll do what I can to help. Why make the Lord do all the work? I must be off now. Good day to you both, and Andreas, stay out of the rain. Until later, Agnes. Let's not lie to her and tell her we'll pray for her health. We just go into somebody's house. Good morning. Schlau? Can I double back and nope, it's just flooded. And the Drukers are away too. What's the mill? I've never been to the mill. Glass windows, probably made in the Low Countries. Oh, this is just another pet thing, I guess. Ah! Well-trained dog. Roman ruins. This might be a bad idea to explore in the rain. Promise? Father, I've said this before, but it isn't good that the water drains here so quickly. It's affecting the foundation. It needs to be looked at. I understand, but if you dig here, you may be disturbing the bodies decomposing in the yard. Of course, Father, but they're going to be dug back up again anyway. Yes, but why disturb them unnecessarily? It's your church, Father, but you can't put this off forever. Oh, it's your church, Father, but you can't put this off forever. The foundation is going to crack. I understand. Perhaps after some of the bones have been moved to the esquires. Thank you, Lucky. Good day, Master Muller. Good day, Father Thomas. Everything alright? Oh yes, Lucky was again reminding me of the danger severe rainfall can pose to the foundation. God looks after his flock, but sometimes the pen requires an earthly hand. It will be taken care of. God be with you, Andreas. And with you, Father Thomas, until later. Am I going the wrong way? Oh yeah, I have to go to Meadow and then... Oh, hello, Till. Hello there, Master Mahler. Bumped into any ghosts lately? Ah. Have you ever seen a nicer view? Don't get sights like these in the cities, I bet. I can't say that Nuremberg has many Roman ruins, no. Oh yes, Tassing is full of them. Quite the marvels they are. I don't pay much mind to the writing on them as I can't read Latin myself, but you might enjoy giving them a look. If you do, you have to tell me if they match the old legends I read about. What sort of old legends? Well, when Father Matthias was abbot, he would let me borrow books from the abbey's library. I think I read through half of that library before Father Journo became abbot. He and Father Thomas are strict about which books should be read now. Books should glorify God, they say, not discuss the old pagan ways. Still, the accounts of the Romans in Tassing are my favorite. That old book talked about how the Roman knights Gaius Metellus defeated the Rhaethi, I think it was. Heavy snowfall had him caught in this very valley, barbarians on all sides, when Maze sent a wolf to the night. Oh, Mars. Okay, Mars. The Roman god of war and agriculture. Mars represents civilization and peace through military might. Instead of killing the beast, Gaius followed it to a magical spring with trees covered in all sorts of fruit. Mars provided the wolf and the spring, and Gaius Metellus founded Tassing after defeating the barbarians to honor Mars. That's where all this came from. That sounds an awful lot like the story Brother Matthew told me about St. Moritz. I hadn't thought of that. Both were snowed into this valley, weren't they? And safe near, spring. I wonder if it's the same story. Oh, I don't know about all that, Master Mahler. A lot of stories get mixed up over the years. It might be all fable, but I enjoy the story all the same. It's nice to feel you've connected to those who came before you, even if it's only by the land you lived on. I'd rather look forward to new opportunities, but I do see the value in looking back. To each his own, I suppose. It's been good chatting with you, Master Mahler, but I'd better get back to work. You let me know if you find any particular good books in that library, alright? I will. Until later, Till. Martin? What? Eat shit, Andres! I should get to the scriptorium. Journal will give me an earful if I'm late again. Mischlaus. God be with you, Andreas. Are you still preparing to leave? The weather is unfortunate, but the Baron's wife, Lady Solomea, will be arriving today. My lord intends to depart as soon as she arrives. How long have they been married? 7 years now. She's a fine woman, a true lady. I was hoping to bid farewell to the Baron before he leaves. I'm sure he would appreciate that. He spoke highly of you before he went to bed. You were disappointed that you didn't debate him at supper, but he understands that you didn't want to anger the abbot. Part of the art of rhetoric is understanding the right forum in which to persuade someone. That was not the right forum for the abbot. My lord always wants to discuss things when the mood hits him. He is often alone in feeling it, unfortunately. Is there any chance I could redeem myself in the Baron's eyes? Perhaps not on this occasion. I believe you have offended the Baron in some other way as well. Some way? Or some ways? I would not fret too much about it, Master Mahler. He is a forgiving man. Where's your master gone, then? He went for a walk early in the morning. He didn't say when he'd be back. I hope he returns soon. The rain is turning into mud. My lord might surprise you, Andreas. He never minds getting mud on his boots. Of course, I'm the one who has to clean them. The Baron seems to be quite an unusual man in many ways. It may be so. I only know him as my lord for the last 7 years. That reminds me, did you see a short, surly-looking young man in the hat of yours on the way up to here this morning? Surely you don't mean me? Ah, no. He was shorter than you by 2 hands at least. Ah, that can only be Martin Bauer. He ran up past me in the meadows as I was walking up the hill. He was in quite the hurry. Ah, that will explain my lord's missing rings. I went to pack the Baron's things and they were missing. Why do you think Martin stole the rings? Yesterday I caught the boy with the hat, Martin, I suppose, peering in through the windows. I could have admonished him at the time, but, well, he seemed harmless. That's a shame. I hope the Baron won't be too put out. My lord is a man of some means. He won't miss the gold or the rings. I do think he will be upset about the book. He was quite excited for the abbot to see it. In any case, I must finish preparing the horses. It was good talking to you, Andreas. Of course, I hope this rain lets up soon. God willing. Until next time. We're taking an awful lot of... Well, I'm taking an awful lot of breaks on the way to this supposedly urgent work that I'm already late for, basically. So I basically messed everything up with the Baron. Well, not everything, but still could have been fine to redeem myself and all that. Oh, this is wonderful. The rest of the abbey is soaked and there is not a drop of rain in here. Good thing the abbot had auto-replaced the roof in the scriptorium and library last month. Calefactory, a communal warming room in the monasteries. Calefactories are usually attached to the cloister, but in Kiersau it is part of the old abbey and therefore connected to the old scriptorium. It keeps the monks warm and the library dry. With the calefactory next door, we can stay warm while everyone else is cold and wet. Instead of bragging about our good fortune, you should think upon your brothers and sisters and pray for their health and safety. Yeah, but foresight saved a lot of your work and protected what's in the library. The town hasn't fared as well. I'm sure they'll be fine. More importantly, if they're not, I don't care. Guy's a bit of a dick. Brother Guy, your heart is harder than the stone of this floor. Huh. We have the grumpy old monk, but where's the nice one? Brother Piero, haven't you seen him today? I did, before Brother Guy arrived. Brother Piero left to speak to the abbot some time ago. What? Why is Matthew ringing the bell? It can't be Terse already. I pray it stops soon. Such cacophony is an assault on my frail ears. It's not stopping. I suppose this means we're being summoned to the chapter house. God give me strength to endure the rain. It's 50 feet, old man. You'll live. God give me strength to endure this, man. It's still not stopping. What's going on? This can't all be because of the storm. I should see what's the matter. Can I not just like sit here and work? Well. What's going on? Holy shit. I think something terrible has happened, Master Andreas. Go on. Oh, I see blood. Oh my god, what happened? What's happened? I think it's the Baron. He's been hurt. Please, Father, where's Brother Florian? Have him come quickly. Be silent, brother. Brother Florian, if you please. Well, I guess we don't have to worry about the Baron not forgiving us. I'm sorry, Father. There's nothing to be done. He's dead. Scream. Sister Margaret, you will calm yourself. Oh. Sister Gertrude, please take Sister Margaret back to the garden. Yes, Mother Cecilia. God protect us. The Baron was a friend of the Prince Bishop of Freising. Why is he worried about the Prince Bishop? This abbey is odd in more than one way. Its existence offends some in the church. We are far enough from Rome and Mainz that everyone forgets about us, but this could bring unwanted attention. Florian, how easily do you think you could dispose of this body? Father Abbot, what are you saying? Why are you questioning me? Why are you wasting precious time? Do you want to see the soldiers of the Prince Bishop march upon our steps and fling your brothers and sisters out of our home? No predele. Silence! Calm yourselves, all of you. Father Abbot, Baron Rothvogel's manservant is already preparing to leave. The Baron's wife should be here in a matter of hours. This is not the time for rash decisions. Yes, you're right. Forgive me. But then what will we do? We must send the Baron's man to the court of the Prince Bishop in Freising at once. Mother Cecilia, the Baron said the Prince Bishop's archdeacon was in Innsbruck for the Imperial DA. Diet. Even better. Swift action will silence any whispers of impropriety on our part. Given the Baron's stature, the Archdeacon will undoubtedly come to investigate immediately. We must cooperate with him fully and pray for a speedy resolution. Yes, good. Thank you, Mother Cecilia. Brother Wojlafs, please detain Brother Piero in the cellar until the Prince Bishop's man arrives. What? Why Piero? Father Genoa, I implore you to reconsider. He was caught in flagrant delicto, covered in blood with a knife in his hand. Father, do you really believe that Brother Piero is capable of such a foul deed? Yes, capable enough when motivated by anger. I had no anger against the Baron, Father Abbot. I simply came across him like this. No anger, not even for insulting your work and forcing us to give it to Andreas. This is not a subject for debate. When the Prince Bishop's man arrives, he must not be empty-handed. He wasn't angry. Anyone who is actually, I'm not sure about counting on Guy. He tends to be, he tends to ass lick. Whatever. Let's try. Be quiet. This is not your affair. It is my affair if you're going to make me part of Brother Piero's supposed motives. I am through debating this with you. My decision stands. Brother Wojlas will detain Brother Piero in the cellar until I say otherwise. Brother Florian, please escort Andreas out of the abbey. Andreas, do not show your face here again until tomorrow. Do you understand me? Andreas, listen to me. I sympathize with you. I don't think Piero did this either, but this isn't the time to push for the abbot. I'm sure the other brothers and sisters believe Piero is innocent as well, but the abbot is worried about the Prince Bishop's attention. If you have any recommendations, I'd love to hear them. Take a few hours to calm your nerves and your mind. You need to think clearly. Go to the Druckers, eat a good meal, and come back at Nuns. Okay. We won't have much time, but tap on my window with a small stone and I'll let you in. Let me in for what? To examine the body. Oh no, I am not a logician. Well, but I am a medical man, so maybe. I should follow Florence' advice and go to the crypt. Hopefully it will clear my head, but we shall have to clear our head another time. I think that's going to be it for today. My voice, I feel, is starting to go, so... An awful lot of reading in this game. Does it autosave, or... Let's try. Last game save was 23 seconds, but yep, it does autosave. Good. Well... The plot thickens. There's been a murder. I was a bit bummed that the Baron didn't have the best impression of us, but hey, doesn't matter now. So, I guess that's one positive. So, yeah. Hope you're having as much fun as I am with this, and hopefully we'll continue this next time. Which should be tomorrow, if, you know, everything falls into place. So, hopefully I'll see you then. For now, though, I hope everybody has a nice rest of their day. And I've already said see you next time, so, well, goodbye.